Howdy. It's good to be here. Yeah, I'm going through a really intense integration process, as I'm sure a lot of you are. All of us in our own way. I'm walking to the ocean from my house, and I just thought it would be fun to take you all along with me. Yeah, I've got a lot of energy moving. Yeah, I've fallen into addiction with this woman. Yes, I reached out to her for those, for my Patreon fam. Got kind of a same thread, but a little different. It's more like a family. This is obviously the YouTube's a family, but it's more of like a close-knit family, or I don't know. It definitely feels different when I'm making a Patreon video than when I'm sending one out to YouTube. There's a lot of different textures. Feels a bit more homey. I feel like I can be a bit more open. Not that I don't want to be just as open on YouTube, it's just, I think subconsciously there are just more filters up, but it is what it is. Yeah, so it's interesting. And we had like a very peaceful talk. And we have a very settled type of, for now, we have a very settled type of energy together, but my preferences in a potential partner or mate have shifted quite dramatically in the last 5, 6, 7, 8 months. Since I've been doing all this inner work around relationships and my addiction to love and validation. You could say sex, but I think that one's really, I don't want to say it's fallen away completely, but it's been really seen through. But you know, we say that, and like I want to make a point, like we always want to remain humble and vigilant. I mean, maybe vigilance a bit of a aggressive term, but just humble. Like these things can come up suddenly. Like I don't enjoy lust anymore. I don't enjoy giving my attention and focus to it when lustful thoughts come up. I used to like lustful thoughts, and they used to be kind of fun, and I'd kind of get high off of them. And that's perfectly fine. I mean, have at it, right? And they used to be really hard for me to look away from, like lustful thoughts. And I guess at times, if I'm in a lot of pain, that can be the case, but it's just so much less frequent, and there's just not as much, there's almost no, is there any enjoyment in lustful thoughts for me? I don't know if there's really any left. Maybe a touch here and there. But yeah, it's more like I'm more looking for healthy connection because it's an experience I want to have. Not because I think the other person's going to complete me or fulfill me. I mean, I want a relationship that is fulfilling, that you know, does feel good and all of those things, but and I like how this one author I really liked back in the day, I talked to her once, and she was like, she did not like my vibe at the time. She was very intellectual, and it was an interesting conversation we had. She's a very powerful being in the intellectual world, we'll say. Oh, that was a funny conversation. I'm just remembering that. Oh my God, that was funny. But it was cool, like, that we both had the openness to talk to each other. She's a great writer on relationships. Say very, very-ish well known. I don't know. I haven't kept track of her. She could be very famous. I have no idea. I don't really keep track of much anymore, if I'm being honest, except for my direct experience and some silly videos on YouTube. I like to listen to people talk about sports here and there, just because it's Hello. Just because it's something so different from my world. But mostly it's just my direct experience. But she said something like, and I don't even know if I agree with it, it's just kind of a nice thought-provoking quote. Like, relationships, we don't get into relationships, like relationships aren't there to make us happy. They're there to help us become more conscious. And I was like, that's interesting. But I do think relationships can amplify your happiness. This is what I'm feeling. If you're already really happy, maybe they can amplify that in a sense. This is a theory. Do I want to go to the ocean? I guess I'm going to the ocean. Hello. People around here are nice. It's very, there's like a very pure vibration here because it's like very undisturbed. I'm like on a national park and I'm being hugged by the ocean because I'm on a skinny peninsula. So the wildlife is very protected. Just this whole land is very protected and sacred, and I just end up places like this, which is beautiful. Oh wow, the ocean brings up a lot when you walk towards it. I basically eat my environment. And it's so bright. I love the trees. I love trees so much. Yeah, the ocean is very cleansing. And it can be intense to live surrounded by it. I'll be honest. But I'm very grateful for it. But yeah, she was saying, oh yeah, so I think relationships can amplify. They're going to amplify whatever's kind of going on within you. And so if you have any stuff left that still needs to be seen, they're going to bring that up too. Okay, there's the ocean. You want to see it more? I kind of want to go back to the tree. I'm a tree guy. Yeah. I feel so sheltered when I'm in the trees. I feel so hugged and held. And sometimes my body's just wanting trees. Other times it wants the beach a lot. Today is like a tree day. And I'm glad I have both. I have like foresty, green, lush nature with bears and deer and alligators and all kinds of other animals. And then I've got that awesome ocean behind me as well. So I can kind of just let the body, like, what kind of medicine do you need today, body? And my body's telling me it wants foresty tree medicine today. Kind of wants shelter. So yeah, relationships are going to amplify, I think, a lot of what's going on within you. And so in this connection, it kind of does that. It like amplifies the love I already feel in my heart for life, for existence. Like, I already feel a bunch of love just for existing, period. But it's nice to share that with someone. Like this morning, I was telling the Patreon audience, like, I think, I'm gonna go ahead and cross here, thank you. I think I woke up with this love in my heart, and it was actually to be shared with her. And my soul was wanting that experience. And I guess the more I'm healing, the more I'm realizing there's just so much joy in sharing love. But like I was saying at the beginning, it is bringing up the parts of me that want to extract from her. Like that want to cling to her and extract, and I get addicted to her energy. And so I just wanted to name that I am in a little bit of addiction right now for her energy, but I'm so much more conscious of it. And it's not something I'm just unconsciously going on a ride with anymore, at least yet, you know. I've just went on so many rides with this unconscious addiction to a woman's energy. And I think because there was this core belief, like, my happiness is in her. My happiness is in, is when I'm in connection with her, that's when I'm happy. But I think the more happy I've become just on my own, the more I can see through that, and the more I can be like, I just want to enjoy experiences with someone. That's like the main goal. And I want to grow and learn through relationship too. And like I said, we can grow and learn infinitely through relationship or alone. It's just soul preference at whatever stage you're at in your journey. They're both great. Yeah, I feel better in the trees today. That's so fascinating. It's like the body knows what it needs, what kind of medicine. And it might not be what it needed yesterday or the day before, you know? And sometimes your mind has an idea of what it needs. Like my mind had this idea, oh, I'm gonna go to the ocean because that's what I want. It's like, actually my body wanted trees and forest. And it gets denser and denser as I keep walking. So, which I love. I just love it here a lot. This nature is so healing. So loving. It just loves you no matter what. It's like, doesn't ever judge you. It's like, can we embody nature? You know, can we have that love for ourselves that nature has for us? So yeah, I just wanted to name that. Like there is some, I texted her, thank you for being, after we talked, a little bit after we talked. And she didn't respond for like 2 hours or something. And it was interesting just feeling what came up. Like, hey, she didn't respond. And there was this, you know, this anxious inner child. There was this fear. And then I was like, oh yeah, this is where the consciousness starts to grow in this connection. This relationship or this connection is bringing up this stuff for me to see and feel. And then of course, hopefully you're in a container with someone where if needed, you could communicate that stuff. You know, I didn't feel like it was needed today or in this moment, but you could say, hey, I'm feeling this way. Not even to get them, sometimes just naming things in a container with someone else is just so powerful. Never to like blame or anything like that, but just, hey, this is just how I'm feeling. That honesty is really nice, and it creates a lot of trust and safety for both people. And then it gives the other person the opportunity to say, oh yeah, I can understand that. Well, and then, you know, just healthy relating. Another person, hey. But I think for me, if I wouldn't be attracted to someone where I couldn't have that with. Where if there was like I can't do pretenses, I can't do the game. I'm done. I just can't. It's like I can't carry anything anymore. It's so exhausting. To try to move a millimeter from who I really am to get any type of outcome with someone is just gone. Consciously, maybe subconsciously it still could happen a little. But I'm not going to try to be any certain way to get any type of outcome with anyone. That is so, that's just tiring. I mean, I can't. My system won't do it. I've just landed so deeply in who I really am, it feels like, you know? Like, I'm just this. And I ain't, you know, and that's not to say, like, I won't be willing to listen to somebody or be understanding or, oh, what do you need in this situation? It's not like, this is not like a rigidness or something. I don't think you guys took it as that, but anyways. Oh, this is a nice little area. We can just go kind of chill in here. I want to see if this video is complete. Did I say the things I really wanted to say? Yeah, I felt like that addictive quality come up. And sometimes it's just like, we just notice it and like, okay, this is the path of embodiment. This is a part of the reason why God sent me this connection. Sometimes God sends this connection for multiple reasons. It's like, yeah, to enjoy it, to share love, to reflect to you how far you've come on your own healing journey, that now you actually get to enjoy a relationship instead of always being triggered by it, you know? And then also, you know, I don't care how evolved you become. It's like a relationship is always going to help you take that next step, or any type of connection that you're close with, you know, where there's closeness. So there's a gratitude for it. It's also really hard, you know, it can be very hard to be with these feelings. Someone you care a lot about, they can really bring a lot of your stuff up. And that's why I think it's really important to have someone you feel safe with, where there's open communication. And, you know, I hope that continues in this one, but everyone's human, and we just kind of go one day at a time. That's the other thing I've really let go of, expectation in some senses. It's just more day to day, and like recalibrating. Like, say, this video might be complete, but you always get a chance to, like, when you get more information, to kind of recalibrate how much emotional investment you're willing to make, or how much emotional investment feels safe to make. And you might have to reconsider that at different points of connections, right? You might have to pull back a little bit, or maybe you feel safer to open more. And this can get a little bit, the mind can get a hold of this and start trying to control stuff a bit. So I don't know, take that with a grain of salt. I don't get too obsessed with this stuff, but it's been 16 minutes. I think we're good. Just want to check in, say I love y'all, share what's real with me. I'm trying to show up more. Yeah, it feels good to show up for y'all and for myself, for God, to be honest. So I'm gonna keep trying to do that, and hope you enjoyed the nature. This is where I live. I think if my body wants, maybe tomorrow I'll go way deep in, or maybe I'll go to the ocean. Today was kind of like an in-between day. Couldn't make up my mind what I wanted. All right, see ya.